It's July 5th, 2015. This is my speech to inform, and my name is Alexa Hinkey. Alright, your sister has a brain tumor. Those are the 6 words I remember from one crazy night this last February. I was in a friend's car. We were on our way to Burger Time to get some cheese curds when my dad called me and told me that my 11-year-old sister had a juvenile pileocytic astrocytoma. A juvenile pileocytic astrocytoma is a rare, benign, slow-growing childhood brain tumor. It is the most common benign brain tumor in children. Medicine and diseases have always fascinated me, especially rare ones. Of course, this wasn't fascinating when my younger sister was diagnosed with it. Today I'll explain the signs and symptoms, treatment options, diagnosis process, and give the thoughts of a real-life survivor. First, let's begin with the signs and symptoms that lead to the diagnosis of a juvenile pileocytic astrocytoma. A juvenile pileocytic astrocytoma, or JPA, can be found anywhere in the central nervous system, and that system includes the brain and spinal cord. Most cases arise in the lower part of the brain or the back of the neck. Some of the most common symptoms are headache, vomiting, dizziness, lethargic, change in mental status, weight loss, vision problems, and coordination difficulties. Many of these symptoms can easily be mistaken for other more common illnesses such as the flu. Even though these symptoms are fairly straightforward, how do we go about diagnosing a brain tumor from flu-like symptoms? It took the doctors a couple of tries for my sister. According to Columbia University Medical Center, an article entitled Juvenile Pileocytic Astrocytomas from 2015, they said, imaging studies are the key component in the diagnosis of pileocytic astrocytomas. The 2 main imaging studies are an MRI or a CT scan. Other than the main imaging studies, normal labs such as a blood test, vision test, or a urine test are used to diagnose this condition. Hannah went to the family physician once before she was diagnosed with this, and they told her she had the flu. But when she found a black spot in her eye and found it hard to walk, my parents knew there was something more wrong. After you have your diagnosis, then you come to what can be the scariest part of the entire process: treatment. According to the American Brain Tumor Association, in an article entitled Astrocytoma from 2014, they said, these tumors are graded on a scale of 1 to 4 based on how abnormal the cells look. A juvenile pileocytic astrocytoma is considered a grade 1 glioma, which means their prognosis is favorable. These glial cells that make up these tumors are called astrocytomas. Most of these tumors are removed by surgery alone. Although if they are unable to remove the tumor completely because it is too close to the brainstem or optic nerve, they go to alternate treatments. These alternate treatments are radiation, which is not done a lot because it leaves long-term effects which can affect the children later in life, or chemotherapy, which is used more often, and it shrinks the size of the tumor and stops the progression. According to the National Cancer Institute, in an article entitled General Information about Childhood Astrocytomas from April 2015, they stated, childhood and adolescent cancer survivors require close-up follow-up because cancer therapy side effects may persist or develop for years after treatment. And according to the Weill Cornell Brain and Spine Center, in an article entitled Juvenile Pileocytic Astrocytomas from January 2015, they said some juvenile pileocytic astrocytomas do not require treatment at all. If they are causing no symptoms, then ongoing MRIs, observations, and scans may be all that's needed to make sure the tumor is not growing. Finally, I want to help answer some questions that you may have for a young child that survived this brain tumor. According to Hannah Hinkey, a survivor of this rare disease, in an interview conducted in July 2015, when asked if she ever thought there was something more wrong with her after she went to the doctor and never seemed to get better, she said yes, because her symptoms never got better, they only got worse. According to Hannah Hinkey, in the previously stated interview, when asked what the scariest part of the entire ordeal was, she said when she was waiting for the results on if the tumor was cancerous or if it was a grade 3 or 4, because if it was, it would require further treatment, and it could have had a very different ending. Those 6 words and the rush of emotions I felt when I found out Hannah had a tumor will always stick with me. It's crazy to think that 5 months later, after we are all at home, healthy, and that everything is pretty much back to normal. I learned a lot about symptoms, diagnosis, and the treatment process when dealing with tumors, and it's education, and it's information that bettered my education and that will stick with me forever and strengthen my drive to go in the medical field and help cure rare diseases like this one.